So when I first saw Metroid Prime Federation Force at E3, my first thoughts were, great, more Metroid. I was seriously worrying we'd see anything Metroid related given how Other M was treated. When I saw what they were doing, I thought, interesting, new path they're taking with the series. And that was all I thought about. Overall, it was probably one of the most underwhelming trailers at the show. But then, afterwards, when I went online, I was seriously shocked at how much hate the game was getting. People were signing a petition to get the game cancelled. It was enough to make me ashamed to be a Metroid fan and disappointed in the fanbase as a whole. The two main sources of this hatred was the look of the game and the fact that it's not a traditional Metroid game. Holding graphics as the pinnacle of the game's quality is a completely other argument, so I won't get into it here. I'll just say remember how people treated the Wind Waker when it was first shown off, and leave it at that. It's the fact that people were complaining about it not being a Metroid game that annoyed me. Yes, this is not a traditional Metroid game. I will admit that. That does not mean it will be a bad game. Almost 20 years ago, Nintendo made a game that had Mario rescuing Princess Peach in the middle of the story. It had a turn-based battle system and Mario made friends with Bowser, with lots of dialogues and story. The game was Super Mario RPG and it was not a traditional Mario game in any sense of the word, but it was still a Mario game and it was still a great game. That spawned the Mario and Luigi series and Paper Mario, neither of which being traditional Mario games, yet still being great games. Recently, Nintendo released Hyrule Warriors, a Zelda game that doesn't even have Zelda in the title. That game is clearly not a traditional Zelda game, yet it's been doing well enough that they can afford to milk it further by releasing a 3DS port. Nintendo are experimenting with this. They are trying something new. This is an online co-op FPS shooter. Metroid Prime is your primary FPS shooting IP, so it makes sense when making an online co-op shooter, they would attach the IP to it. And it makes sense that we're not playing as Samus, since Samus is not a co-op character. Frankly, you might not like the idea of Nintendo making a co-op FPS shooter. That's fine. I said it myself, it was one of the least exciting things at E3. But that is no grounds to hate it so passionately. To sign a petition advocating its destruction. To go watch the trailer again to specifically dislike it. Something 55,000 people have done. I'm not going to guarantee that this will be a great game. They are treading new ground with it, so if it fails, it's understandable. But looking into what they have shown us so far, it looks interesting. It takes traditional elements from D&D to make a party-based shooter. A healer, a tank, etc. I think it's a cool idea for a shooter. And I think this could take the Metroid series in a new direction. The Prime attachment means it's probably taking place before Metroid 2, but just imagine if they made a Federation Force game taking place after Fusion, where you play as the Federation hunting Samus. That would be cool. That would be really cool. It's already been confirmed that Samus will appear in the game in some way, and I think observing her from the eyes of a different character could build and establish her even more. Some of the best things from the original Prime games were catching a glimpse of what the space pirates see Samus like. Stepping away from Samus' solitary life and interacting with more humans would be a great way to expand the scope of the Metroid universe as a whole, without compromising Samus' character. Now, just because I like the idea and want to play the game, doesn't mean I'm not disappointed we aren't getting a more traditional Metroid game. I am. I wanted to see another 2D Metroid game for almost 10 years. I love playing as Samus. I want to see her return in more games. But not playing as Samus does not make this game instantly bad. Federation Force is a spin-off. It's not stealing the spot of a traditional Metroid game. The people who are making it are next level games. They're best known for making Mario Strikers and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This game is a spin-off, and much like the Paper Marios and Mario and Luigi's and Hyrule Warriors, it's not interfering with us getting a proper Metroid game. The thing standing in the way of us getting a proper Metroid game is the way everyone reacted to Other M. Of course Nintendo will be hesitant to gamble on a big budget Metroid game after the way that went. So they're testing the waters, and this is what we're getting from their hesitation. Their understandable hesitation. Metroid Prime Federation Force could be a complete garbage of a game. It could be the best thing Nintendo's ever done. Let's just withhold our judgment on its quality as a game until we have at least an hour's worth of content to judge. And please, for God's sake, don't hate something for what it isn't. Like it or hate it for what it is.